Hi everyone, it's Marian. Long time no see, at least in long form. But if you've been watching YouTube shorts, you know I post regularly on there. But today I just decided to shoot a long form video because I haven't really done a plant video in a while and haven't done a plant update, plant tour video in quite a while. So I'm going to give you an update and share with you the status of my current plant collection. I feel like also this is more realistic compared to a plant collection that I had maybe 2 or 3 years ago or back when I started. I think this is a more like realistic plant collection that I think most people have, and more importantly also a lot more manageable. So I still get to keep my plant collection and enjoy them without stressing me out. So let me show you my plants. When it comes to my plant care, I have taken a very offhanded approach. I am not such a plant mom helicopter like I used to be. It's very much like offhands. Like I feel like these plants have established themselves in my environment, so naturally they just require a lot less care. While that approach also did cause me to lose quite a number of plants along the way, it's okay. In the end, it all worked out because, as I mentioned earlier, I have the plant collection that I want, the right amount and the right kind of plants that I want to be on it. So let's start with the plant shelf over there. I installed that plant shelf I think last year, and I put like my smaller plants in there. So let me share them with you. Alright, first one I want to share is my string of hearts. This is my string of hearts Silver Glory, and this is my variegated string of hearts. So this one is still the original one that I got from New York. If you've seen my tour of the New York plant district, this is where I got it from. And this one is actually one of my newer plant purchases. I had a string of hearts previously that's also variegated, but it died last year. And I was able to get one this year as part of my succulent haul. I did a video on it for Valentine's Day, so if you haven't checked it out, I'll link it up here or somewhere down in the description. And it has grown so much, and I love the string of hearts, and like I said, it's one of the plants that I lost along the way, but because I love the string of hearts so much, I had to replace it. And I'm glad that it's growing again, and I'm glad that this one is growing really well, and I love how variegated this one is. So if you're looking for a low care maintenance plants, I highly recommend the string of hearts. Just be careful with watering it, because the reason my previous ones died is because I overwatered them. But treat it like a succulent and it would grow really well for you. The other two on my Hexagon plant shelves are Hoyas. This one is the Hoya curtisii. This is also one of my oldest plants. It hasn't grown a lot, but it has been me for quite a while. I think this is part of my very first import order back when Hoya curtisii weren't as common as they are now, and it has survived among all of my import orders. And the next one is my Hoya fishtail. And I love how much this has grown. I actually have a propagation that I need to repot with this already, but I haven't gotten around yet. But as you can see, it is already trailing really long. And this one is actually a very easy care Hoya. And now that a lot of uncommon plants has become more common now and more easily accessible, I'm surprised the Hoya fishtail isn't one of them yet, but I hope they will be soon, because this is such a very easy to propagate and care for a plant. But compared to like Hoyas like this that are more succulent like, this one does require a lot more watering, and as you can see, it's very dried out, so I actually need to water this. And the last two on my Hexagon plant shelf is, one is my dragon fruit. This one I actually grew from seed from a dragon fruit that I had in Hawaii. So this has come a long way, literally and figuratively, and it's growing so well. I actually have some more downstairs in kind of like my succulent container, but this is the one that like I chose to pot in here and keep on my Hexagon shelf, and it's growing really well. And this one is a succulent that I also got this year that was part of my succulent haul for Valentine's Day. And what I like about this one that's so unique about it is it kind of grows 3 in 1, and it has like a tree shape, and I put it in this container that's not really a planter, but something that I thrifted off Goodwill that I use as a planter. So it doesn't have a drainage hole, but when I do water it, I just like drain the water from the spout. So it's kind of unique that way. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it this way. I don't know if you could see, but it has grown a lot of roots on the stem already, meaning I could probably propagate it and separate the 3 into separate plants, but I don't know if I want to do that. So right now I'm just keeping it as is like this on my plant shelf. Next, we can go through the plants that are currently on my work desk. First one is the Synapsis Silver Lady. This is the only Synapsis that I have that is a Synapsis pictus. And last year I had this trailing on a pole, so it actually like shingled, but I took it out for the winter time because I didn't have space for it to be up on a pole. But now I don't know if I'm going to put it back in a pole. But it is growing new leaves, but because it's not on a pole anymore, it's starting to have runners. So whenever I have runners, I cut it. So it hasn't really been growing that much because I keep pruning it. And I think I mentioned in previous plant videos that if I'm only going to keep one Synapsis pictus in my collection, it's going to be the Silver Lady. And right now it is my only Synapsis pictus. This one is my Synapsis Jade Satin. If you watch any of my previous plant videos, especially my earlier ones, you know I'm a huge pothos lover, and I do consider Synapsis as part of my pothos collection. But honestly, right now, all my pothos plants are just my Synapsis plants. And one of them is the Synapsis Jade Satin, which is very similar to the regular green pothos or golden pothos that don't have a lot of variegation in it. And I like it so far. Kind of like with Silver Lady, it hasn't really grown so much. If you could see right over here, I kind of been doing the top layering because it has lost a lot of leaves, and I'm just like trying to make it grow new leaves by top layering it. So it hasn't been trailing that much, but that's okay. I'm kind of like at the stage where I'm okay if my plants don't grow as fast, because the slower they grow, the less space they occupy. So yeah, this is my Synapsis Jade Satin. And this one is my Synapsis Silver Hero. This is also part of my last import order that I ever did. I love this plant simply because I actually revived this from a couple of nodes. I'm never gonna stop talking about that. And look at it now. I actually also had this on a pole, so it was able to trail really long. And I don't know if you noticed it, but I just had it like trailing on the side of my work desk. So that's what I'm using as its pole right now. And yeah, so I really like this one. I don't know if I'm gonna chop it down. It hasn't really also grown that much yet, but it's growing like new leaves from the bottom, so that is great. And the last one on my work desk is my Thigh Constellation Monstera. This is actually the mother plant, but I have a larger one that is the propagation that's currently downstairs, and this is growing in two sides, and my intention was to cut it and propagate it again, but I kind of like it small so I could keep it on top of my work desk. So I'm not gonna do that. So just to encourage it to just grow smaller leaves, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, because this is the Thicon that I imported, and that is actually a really good Thicon because it grows so fast for me. And I did repot it because it was suffering from root rot last year, and now it has kind of like rehabilitated and it's doing fine, but it's not growing as fast because I think it is growing in two places, so it's taking up a lot of energy to produce new leaves. But again, like I said, I'm fine with that because I want to keep it small and hopefully it doesn't grow too big, so that way it can stay up there and not occupy a lot of space. But yeah, my Thigh Constellation Monstera, my baby one. The last two that I'm going to show you that's in my room is on this side, and this is my Hoya Carrii. This is actually one of my OG plants and one of the first plants that I bought online, and it has grown quite a bit, but I do keep pruning it, if you can see from the top, because it also keeps getting runners. And I think one of my more popular videos here on YouTube is how to propagate a Hoya Carrii. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out if you're looking to learn how to propagate a Hoya Carrii. And actually the second plant in here is supposed to be a variegated Hoya, like a reverse variegated Hoya, but it's not really showing much variegation. It only shows the variegation when the leaf is new, but as it matures, it just like becomes green, which I don't really mind, so that it can be together with my OG Hoya Carrii, and I like it. Again, it's been with me for quite a while, so it is a very sturdy plant, and I also highly recommend if you can get your hands on it. But most of the times it's being sold during Valentine's Day as single leaf cutting, which doesn't really grow into this plant. But so you can find one that is actually a plant and not just a single leaf cutting, go for it. A worthwhile plant to have. And the last one, if you can see right here, is my cactus. I'll insert clip because it's a very large cactus. I got it from Varnish and Vine as a propagation, and it's been working out well for me. I was scared to own a cactus because I wasn't really good with cactus and succulents, but now I feel like I do, because I do have quite a bit of succulents in my plant collection right now. And actually at the bottom or on the top layer of the pot of my cactus are quite a few cactus succulent propagation. For Valentine's Day, I kind of did like a succulent heart arrangement, but I didn't think it was a good environment for them to be in for long term. So I've since individually repotted them, but some of the succulent leaves fell off and I put it on top here, and now they are propagating. So I actually don't know what to do with them, but for now I'm gonna leave it there and see how it goes. But I do love this cactus. It is the Peruvian apple cactus. Last year it bloomed for me, but I was keeping it outside, and this year I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to keep it outside. I just probably just keep it indoors, but by keeping it indoors I don't think it would bloom, but we will see. And I almost forgot the snake plant in that corner. I actually moved it from my bedroom into this home office guest room, which was my former bedroom. And yeah, so I just put the snake plant. It's like grown so big. Let's go downstairs and check out the plants down there.